The sad fact is most people that click on this video will never watch it because it isn't about doing the work, it isn't about the equipment, and it isn't a satisfying video. It's about how to actually grow your business and make more money. And I see so many guys boasting about $1,000 days or $10,000 weeks, but that doesn't impress me. And here's the brutal truth. 20% of home service businesses, they fail in the first year. By year 5, half are gone. 82% of service businesses never hire an employee. They're solo operators who never really grow. And you know why they fail? They picked the wrong business, they ran out of money, they didn't know how to price jobs, they had no plan, and they didn't track the numbers that actually matter. You could be booked solid, working 70-hour weeks, busier than ever, and still you're going broke. And why? Because most business owners, they don't know the numbers that they should actually be tracking. And not knowing is costing them thousands of dollars every single month without really even realizing it. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Mike Vidan. I'm the co-founder of QuoteIQ, the fastest growing CRM platform for service businesses. With over 10,000 daily users, we see, talk, and meet guys like you every single day. And one of the biggest things that we see is a lot of people don't know the most important thing about their businesses, and that's the numbers. I see it all the time. Guys driving around in brand new trucks, crews of like 5 or 6 guys, lots of the best of everything, right? They go get an office, they hire a receptionist, they're posting on Instagram every day, and then 6 months later, they're shutting down because they ran out of cash. And why? Because they were tracking revenue instead of profit, tracking quotes instead of your close rate, tracking followers instead of customer acquisition cost. Now, I hope that you keep watching because the next 10 minutes could change your business forever. And I also want you to do me a favor, comment the word numbers down below, hit the subscribe button because this channel was built to help your business grow with the stuff that separates the guys making 100K a year from the ones making millions. Now, I have been running and growing service businesses for well over 20 years. And we've grown QuoteIQ from absolutely nothing to what it is now. And we built these businesses by obsessing over 5 numbers. So stick around because by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what to track, how to track it, and what you can do about it if those numbers are bad, right? So let's jump right into it. Now, KPI number 1 is your customer acquisition cost, or your CAC. Now, CAC is how much you spend to acquire one new paying customer. And it is a very simple formula. Marketing spend divided by new paying customers. It's super easy, but here's the crazy part. 90% of guys out there that are running businesses, they have no idea what this number is. They'll spend $2,000 on Google ads. They'll drop $500 on Facebook ads, door hangers, yard signs, you name it. But they have no idea if any of it is actually generating leads, if it's actually working. So let me give you a real world example from my business, All American Pressure Cleaning. I typically spend about $10,000 a month on marketing from my Google local service ads, some Facebook ads, door hangers, websites. There's a lot of different components. 3 months ago, we brought in 62 new customers. So take 10 grand divided by 62, and that's $161 CAC. Now, is that good or is that bad? Well, hold on because we're going to talk about lifetime value here in a minute, which is pretty important. But here's where most guys, they screw up because they don't track where their customers are coming from. Because you got to track and break down the CAC by the channel that it's coming in through. So this is what I found that same month. Google local service ads, my CAC was 65 bucks. Facebook ads, 150. Postcards, $40 CAC. The websites that I'm running, $10 per customer. And stick around until the end because I'm also going to share a little hack that I've used to keep this number super low for the websites and keep those customers coming in basically on autopilot. But now I know exactly where I need to spend my money to generate the most leads, right? So I doubled down on GSLA, websites, and postcards, completely cut Facebook. And my blended CAC dropped from $161 down to $112 last month. And I also need to share that the average ticket price year to date is $931.36. So paying $112 to get a $931 customer, I'll do that all day long forever, okay? And QuoteIQ, we've made it really simple, right? Because inside you've got your analytics dashboard where you can see everything in real time. You don't need a guess, you just know. You need this information to make decisions based on actual data instead of like just feeling like it's working. So let's talk about good CAC. Under $100, you're crushing it. 100 to 200, solid. Over 300, you better be doing really, really, really high ticket work. Now, I want you to write down your marketing spend for this month, count your new paying customers this month, and then do the math, and that is your CAC. And this is a number that you need to know. So let's move on to KPI number 2, which is LTV, or lifetime value of your customer. Now, this is different than lifetime revenue, or CLR. Both important, but we're focusing on LTV because it's more profit focused instead of just sales focused. So LTV is how much a customer is worth over their lifetime. And yeah, some more math for you. I know I hate it too. I thought I was done with school, but we gotta do math. Anyway, an average job value times repeat jobs times gross margin, and that's how you get it. So let's run some numbers. So say you do window cleaning. Your average job is $300. You service them twice a year, stays with you for 3 years. Gross margin is 65%. So $300 times 6 times 0.65, that gives you $1,170 LTV. Now remember earlier, my CAC was around 161. So you take 1170 divided by 161, and that's 7.2 to 1 LTV to CAC ratio. That means for every dollar I spend to get a new customer, I make $7.20. Now, think about that for a second. If you knew that every dollar that you put in, you'd get $7 back, you'd do it, right? It's a no-brainer. But when your average job is like $930 or something like that, like mine is, then your LTV goes way up. And that's why I was able to scale aggressively early on, because I knew my numbers, I pushed hard, and I was willing to test the formula, and I did it consistently, and it's why you should know this number. So here's the golden rule. 3 to 1 LTV to CAC, sustainable. 5 to 1, great. If you have a 10 to 1, then you're absolutely freaking killing it. You're a marketing genius, and I should be paying you. Now, if your ratio is below 3 to 1, do a couple of these things. Lower your CAC, okay? Raise your LTV, upsells, more recurring jobs, just get your prices up, raise your prices. And again, if you know this number, you're gonna grow faster, and it's just how it is. So end of the story, right? KPI number 3 is your close rate, okay? Now, you should already know this one, right? It's jobs booked divided by quotes sent times 100. Now, most contractors, in their mind, they think that their close rate is like 70 to 80%. They're super, good at sales, but in reality, it's probably 30 to 40%. And this is one of the metrics that we display on the QuoteIQ dashboard, because this is where real money is made. So if you go from 40 to 60% on your close rate, your revenue grows by 50% without spending anything more on marketing, doing nothing else with your marketing. I increased mine to 72% by sending quotes really fast, having InstaQuote on my websites, using QuoteIQ to look professional, get the quotes out quickly. And then, of course, one of the most important things is follow-up. We do that with email and text automation. And then obviously we want to add a sense of urgency, but a close rate can change your business. And I promise you, if you focus on this, your business is going to, you're going to see a huge improvement. So KPI number 4, average job value. Now, this one is your secret weapon. Small little improvements here and there equal big changes in how much you're actually making, your revenue, okay? So in QuoteIQ, we show you average ticket price. We show you some trends, the best performing services, where they're coming from, upsell opportunities with our new AI estimate feature, which is super cool. In my pressure washing business, we went from $654.21 average ticket to $931.96 average ticket price. We raised prices, we bundled services, we offer good, better, best with packages. We have options estimates that allow customers to kind of choose what they want. So the most important thing is don't be timid, because you're definitely worth it. Push price. Now, KPI number 5 is gross profit margin, or GPM. Revenue means absolutely nothing. And I see so many guys boasting about $1,000 days or $10,000 weeks, but that doesn't impress me, because gross sales mean nothing. Margin means everything. And this is the formula, more math, I'm sorry. Revenue minus COGS divided by revenue times 100. Now, if your margin is under 50%, your business is bleeding. It's not doing good. In my business, I raised margins from 52 to 64% just by raising prices, educating and training my guides a little bit better, eliminating the bad jobs and the shitty customers, and then upgrading equipment so we didn't have to deal with stuff constantly breaking. And of course, we bought better, right? You can buy in bulk. You can establish better deals. This number alone can save your business, right? So bottom line here there are 5 KPIs that you need to focus on. Number 1 is your CAC. Number 2, LTV. Number 3, close rate. Number 4 is average job value. Number 5 is gross profit margin. And I did it. I remembered all of them. And tracking these takes some time. It takes some dedication. It takes some consistency. Or you can get QuoteIQ that does it all for you. Anyway, all your numbers are in one place on the dashboard. There's no guessing. There's no spreadsheets. There's no trying to remember to, get it all together. And you need to have these numbers at your fingertips. And if you want a CRM that actually helps you run your business, not just store customer info, there's a link in the description down below, 14-day free trial. Try it out, myquoteiq.com. And I also want you to comment numbers, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and tell me which KPI that you are going to start tracking first. What's the most important to your business? All right, so I totally forgot to talk about the websites. I told you I was going to share with you a little hack that I've been using. They are Budget Built Sites. It is our company. I am going to try to sell you, but I'm not going to try to sell you something that doesn't work. They work and they perform. They're built by AI for AI search. Google AI Overview has completely changed the landscape for how websites are working, right? GEO, AEO, I'm not going to get into it here, but it's basically the new SEO. Your traditional website, it's still going to perform, it's still going to do good, but it's not optimized, or it's probably not optimized unless you've already optimized it for the new search or your web developers had. Anyway, long story short, and if you're wondering why I'm out here, I'm walking my dogs, they're over there, and they're trying to go inside, but I've told you I was going to tell you about this. Anyway, so they're $29.99 each. BudgetBuiltSites.com, use promo code BBS. I'm running 4 additional websites in conjunction with my main website that I've had forever, and these things are absolutely crushing. What I'm doing is I've got a website for roof cleaning in Savannah. I've got a website for driveway cleaning in Savannah. I've got a website for Christmas lighting in Savannah, which I outsource to a local, buddy. Anyway, these things are performing, they're generating traffic, they're built in about 10 minutes, up and running, and like I said, they're optimized to be found by AI search, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, you name it, and that's the hack. So $29.99 a month, there's no hidden fees, there's no bullshit. Bottom line is, for the cost of a couple different websites, you can own specific niches, you can own specific markets, you can target the areas that you're not doing well in. If there's a great neighborhood, build a website for that specific neighborhood, and guess what's going to happen? When people from that area search, you're going to pop up. It's beautiful. Try it. That's it. Wish you the best of luck. Know your numbers. Build a real business. And that's it. See ya.